now. So this is like 3, 2, 1. This hangout on air is live. Oh, that's kind of cool. Kind of let you know. Tells you when it's live. Now it's live. Anyways, hello and welcome to another edition of Thursday Throwdown. As always, sometimes sort of, I can't even really say that. I'm your host, X to the D, to the A, to the L, to the Y. We're here, man. I wasn't here last week. I apologize about that. It's kind of a crazy time of year. In my profession, a lot of communions, graduations, different things like that. So I got tied up last week. The boys did a great job getting it together. I don't know if we did one last week. I know I've been absent here and there. So shout out to everybody for keeping it going, keeping everything good. We got kind of a big show today. I know we've been on layaway. We're going to talk semifinals 2, 3, 9. We are also going to break down the final series that is up and coming. As well. There's only 2 teams left here fighting it out in season number 7. So looking forward to doing that. We have awards as well, which Pale Poner does a great job with every single season. So we will be finding out the winners of the awards tonight. And also we will be breaking down the captain's list for season number 8. So big show. Don't want to miss it. Hopefully you guys have found your way here to the Throwdown. We're doing it old school too on the Twitch stream. So I'm about it, man. So let's send it around the horn here because we got a little bit of a different panel tonight. As always, though, we do have Mr. Jakub Voracek, a.k.a. Pale Poner himself. Pale, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. It's a big night for us. We've got a lot going on. Obviously, the finals are upon us for season number 7. We've done the award voting for the last 2 weeks, and that is officially closed. And we're going to be announcing those winners tonight. And we also have locked in our captains for next season, and we're going to do the draft order tonight. So it's a big night. It's a lot going on in one show, and I'm excited for it. Chewy, you're next, bud. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me back on. It's always a pleasure. Look forward to discussing the draft and all the stuff that's going on recently. I know there's been a lot. So unfortunately, Cosmic doesn't have his webcam, but how you doing tonight, bud?
I've tried to punch this in on my phone so many times, and it just keeps Devil's logo for a little bit. But yeah, it's good. I'm enjoying the golf course in the off season. Obviously, bouncing the first round, not a big deal. But yeah, looking forward to tonight's show. Hopefully, I can help you guys out a little bit with the insight. But let's get started.
Yeah, man, it was some really weird first-round matchups. I know you guys kind of discussed those last week, so pretty crazy. Couple upsets, the whole thing. We talked about league parity this year, so I'm not surprised by some of those outcomes, to be honest. But again, crazy nonetheless. So let's jump into the show. Let's do the awards first, man. Let's start out with the awards. Let's start out with a bang, bang, bang. I'm going to send it over to Pale Poner, man. Like, honestly, this is something that, we started, I think, back in season 2 or 3. I'm not quite sure. And Pale's really taken it over and really done a great job with it. So, for once, I know people are like, oh, hey, well, you don't have to hear me talk. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it over to Pale. And then, Pale, man, let's get into these awards, dude. I'm excited. I'm ready to get it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. The awards are a thing that I've kind of just started doing on my own here. And, I think we've been getting it right for the most part lately. I think we got it right this year as well. So let's just jump right into it. I don't know, Dales, which one do you want to start off with?
Well, obviously save MVP for the end. Because I want to make Schwartz and the boys wait. Because I know Schwartz is waiting for the better part of 18 weeks for that award. And we don't even know if he won. I don't know. What do you got? Start out with let's do Captain of the Year. Do Captain of the Year. I always like this award. This is my favorite.
So this is the Jack Adams Award. We had 6 nominees for this award. It was our largest individual award that we had nominees for. We had Dalai Lama up for the award. Captain of Cuties Patooties. We had Pogs, Captain of Chili Con Carnage. Thamps, Captain of Tide Pod Buffet. D-Mart, Captain of the Peninsula Pirates. Notorious Vigo, Captain of the Bad Boys. And C-Dub21, Captain of Non-Cane Sensuals. I'll just go ahead and announce it, I guess. The winner of the Jack Adams for season number 7 is going to be Dalai Lama. Cutie Patootie.
And, you know, shout out to Dolly, man. This has been a really rough couple months for him. Just a lot of personal stuff. So, shout out to him. He's a member of the show. Great guy. But he did a lot with a team that, like, everybody knew was going to be decent. And you have this limbo, right? You have Cosmic, you have Kevin. We'll get to that later. You have Cosmic, Kevin, and Dolly, who are these three dynamic forwards. And then, you're mixing, I think who was on that team? Necky was on that team. But then Crazy Yeti kind of emerged. Dolly slides back to D. You got Thompson net. And they were behind the 8 ball with a lot of these games. Sometimes people think, oh, you have games in hand. It's easy. But honestly, in my opinion, when you're that and you're stacking these weeks and playing sometimes 3 series in these weeks, it can burn you out a little bit. I know that sounds crazy, but it can, So I think that him and all of his guys did a really, really good job. Coming back, fighting, and ended up taking that first spot. And I don't think anybody really saw that happening. Another guy that I really liked for this award is a guy who just joined the show, Mr. Thamps himself. How you doing tonight, man?
Doing all right. Sorry I'm a little late. I took a little nap.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with a nap, man. Ain't nothing wrong with a nap. We're happy. I've known. So Thamps is actually one of the people who gave me a big break playing online hockey. He was like the first guy. So me and Thamps literally go all the way back. I don't think we've ever done a show together though. I don't think that's.
I've never been on a show.
So there you go. First time for everything. So Thamps, welcome to the Throwdown. We're doing the awards right now, and I'm going to throw you right out. Look at Pale. He's in the fucking dungeon. Look at this fucking guy. Just because you're on mute, he's the. Oh, hey, Pale, welcome back. Anyways, man, Thamps, so we just did the Jack Adams Award. Took it home. Dalai Lama did, man. Some really, really good captains this year. I think the top 8 teams all deserve to make it. A lot of parity. What did you see from Dolly this year, and what stood out to you as him as being the number 1 captain, by the media vote?
Well, he drafted his team the way he wanted to. He didn't make a single trade, if I'm not mistaken, with that. Biggest thing I noticed with Dolly was when we played them in the playoffs. First game, they came out firing. Dolly fucking lit us up. Simple as that. Afterwards, though, it was literally me and Russ's goal to completely shut down Dolly. And as soon as we did that, they did nothing. Their offense was nothing as soon as we shut down Dolly. I mean, part of that was because Kevin was not trying, but Dolly was the biggest part of that team's offense. As soon as he didn't get the puck, their offense did nothing. And 2 of my goals that series actually came from them trying to force him the puck when I was right in the middle of that lane.
Well, there you go. I mean, not only running the actual team, but playing as well. Cosmic, you were on that team, man. What do you kind of have to say about that?
I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, if you go back to everyone's favorite Twitch channel, Dalai Lama, where, you get all the rage, you can clearly hear him say, like, what the strategy is, let's work the puck through, like, try and get past or what we saw as, like, a heavy trap, and then so we tried it, and it failed miserably. And then so he moved them up the offense, and then it worked for 1 game. It was, it was looking really good, and then they just started sending 2 guys to Dolly every time, like he said, and then it just kind of shut down from there. But unfortunately, we couldn't get anything done, and here I am on the golf greens, so yeah.
Hey, man, some of us didn't even get a chance, so it's okay. We've been golfing for weeks, man. Chu, what do you think about Dolly taking it home? Is this the right choice in your eyes?
I think it's the right choice. He was my number 1 vote anyway, so he did a lot with his team. I was surprised to see Cosmic play center, but I mean, with Kev, I played with him, and he's a mess anywhere else. So yeah, definitely out of the whole list, it's Dolly, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think this was any of those 6 captains really couldn't have gone wrong at all. They were all great choices. So shout out to Dolly taking home his first Jack Adams in his first season as captain. So that's kind of cool. Pale, what do we got for the next award, man? Just run it down and then we'll go.
Yeah. So the next award, let's just run it. Let's do the Calder. The Calder's for the most outstanding rookie of the season. We had a couple of great ones this season. The 4 that were nominated were Grish 13, Welcome to the Web, Master America, and Belial. And your winner this season was Master America.
And to me, man, this guy, I think a lot of times when we do these votings and awards, people always make the argument D-men get the snub. But this guy to me was a no-brainer. I know that Webb played more games and he had a crazy point total, but I mean, without those extra games, he still had a crazy point total. Gersh had a great season. Some would view that, Trape thing. Maybe he wouldn't have had as good a season playing on AC's team. Bilal was a guy that I really thought you could make that case for because he did it on bad teams all year. And I think he ended up finishing top 10 in points. So Bilal really stood out to me as a game changer this year. But what Master America brought to that team from the back end, he was great at breaking out the puck. He has that offensive talent because he plays center as well. So it's a big up to him. And he's just a good all-around player who really gets the game. So to me, I voted for him. I'm making that known now. But what do you think, Thamps? What do you think about Master America's game? Do you think he was deserving, or did you think maybe one of the other guys got snubbed?
I think he's a very good D-man. Obviously, I've seen him play forward before, and it blew my mind that he wasn't playing forward this season. Because in my mind, he's probably the most talented, if not one of the top 3 most talented forwards in this league. But honestly, I wish I could say more. I didn't really get to pay much attention to him in our series because I was trying to save pucks, which I haven't done in a very long time, as you could tell by the games. I didn't save many, but
well, man, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. We're gonna talk about that. Chewy, man, Master America, new to the league, first timer, obviously winning the Calder. Right choice here? Or do you think it could have went somewhere else?
No, I think that's definitely where it should have been. He's honestly, in my opinion, the glue that held that Chile team. Like, without him on the team, I don't think they do half as good as they did. He was very tough to play against, and honestly, he should have been in the nominees for the Hart, in my opinion.
And again, this is kind of a testament to, it's not always about points. I mean, I know it's a big thing, all you fucking mutts who want to run it up on sped teams, but it's not always about the points. And again, Chewy taking notice, like, man, he was really hard to get around. Did Master America have a lot of points from the back end? Yeah, he did. His team scored a shit ton, so I get it. But, again, when you're looking at it, it's not always about points. It's how you change a game, how you impact a game. And so the thing that everybody said here on the panel, running it through between Thamps and Chewy, and I skipped Aiden. I'm sorry, Aiden. It's because I don't see your face in your flow. I accidentally skipped you there. I'll get you on the next one, man. I promise. I'll get you on the next one.
I get it, man.
But yeah, the thing is that, they're noticing the way he impacts the game. They're not saying, oh man, he had a shit ton of points from the back end, that's why I vote. They're saying, oh, he was tough to get around. He played really good. I touched on his IQ, different things like that. So shout out to Master America, man. Well deserving of the award. Pale, what is the next award on the list?
Next award on the list is going to be the Selke. This is awarded to the the best defensive forward in the league, as per the voters. We had 3 nominations. It was Hockeytown 13, Pogs, and myself. I was actually on there. The winner of that one is going to be Hockeytown 13, Russ.
God, listen, man. I'm obviously a homer here. Thamps is going to be a homer on this pick too. This guy is literally the best 200-foot player in the game, and in this league. He does everything really well. He's so responsible in the defensive aspects of forward that you'll probably never see this guy be up in the top of the points. He's very similar to a King Rome. Like, I think King Rome and him are very similar. I think that King Rome tries to be a little bit more flashy offensively. I think Russ is more straightforward. And this hurts me because Mr. Romeo Dudley's my buddy. But if it came down to drafting Russ or Romeo, I'm going to take Russ every time, just because, like I said, he's just very, very dynamic in that 200-foot game. Thamps, you got to play with him for a whole season, man. Say anything about your teammate, Mr. Russ.
First thing I want to say is thank you to Yambag for giving me Russ instead of trading me Hugh Laurie. Love you, Hugh, but goddamn. First off, I want to start with Russ. If you're listening, I'm still pissed off that you took captain for next season because this means I don't get to draft you first round like I wanted to again. Russ is honestly, it's exactly why I took him. Is what you said. He's exactly like King Rome. I won a cup with King Rome. I play a different style of right wing. I need a certain type of center that does that, certain things, and Russ takes over that. He's so solid defensively, and with how good our defense played, it allowed me to play a lot more offensive minded because I didn't have to worry about trying to cover many people other than Dolly in the one series because the other 4 on my team did that for me. And Russ was 100% the center of that.
And now coming into the summer season, your guy's not there, man. Now you're going against him. That's what happens.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
This captain list it's going to be fun, man. I'm excited. We're going to get to that later, but I'm going to skip you. Aiden, Mr. Aiden.
Hi.
It's Aiden, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Is it Aiden?
Yeah.
Aiden with an E. I'm going to go with that. Aiden
I know.
with an E.
It's weird, but it's a thing.
It's a thing. You know what else is a thing? Me staring at your New Jersey Devils logo right now. What do you think about Hockeytown and what he brings? Is he deserving of the Selke this season?
I mean, I saw it firsthand. Yeah, for sure. It was me and him one-on-one, face-off dot, down the center of the ice, just contested. Me and him were tight on face-offs. That's a plus. He's probably going to beat most people in face-offs. Just shutting down the center lane. Obviously, if you know me, I try and kind of walking in on my own and then trying to create the play for everyone else in my team, and he just didn't make that easy on me, and that's kind of the start of our downfall as a 2 seed here. But it was really disappointing to see you guys get bounced last night. I know that might not be the only reason, but I mean, I don't know. I was a big fan of Russ after you guys bounced me. So
it's so fresh. And Kaz was like, man, I really hate to see you guys get bounced. I know it's not for any sort of reasons, but have not healed yet. Oh,
I know.
Man.
I'm biting my tongue till that segment.
Oh man, you see the fire in Tham's eyes. By the way, I didn't realize I got a very angrily worded text message from Esso. Apparently, my face was only up for the first 10 minutes. I didn't know that I had to flip the cameras. So shout out to Cortez and Ability, when they run the show, I didn't realize I had to do that. So apparently people don't just want to stare at my face, which is totally a thing. I get it, and I apologize. But I'm on it now. I'm flipping. Chewy, what do you think about this, man? Short and simple. Selke, Russ, does it make sense? This guy?
That's a fucking no-brainer, man. Don't really got much more to say than that.
I love it. Chewy gets it, man. It is. Pale, I'm sending it back to you. What's the next award?
Next award is going to be the Lady Bing. This is kind of a weird one. It's awarded to the player judged to have played with the most gentlemanly conduct on and off the ice. I guess it's the nice guy award. So we had three nominations for this one. It was Sea-Doo77, myself, Pale Poner, and BTW8892. And I actually won this one.
Wait a minute. Is this rigged?
Hello?
Yeah.
What?
Is it a recount?
Is it rigged, man?
Hey, man.
I'm just gonna say, listen, man. It's always it's weird, right? You do media and then you win one. I'm staring at you, Pale. I'm not even looking at my camera. I'm looking at you in this corner here. But damn. So what do you think, man? Deserving of the award here, Mr. Pale Poner, and his coming out year, his party year.
Nah, Pale's a dick. If this is the nice guy award, what the fuck is he doing winning it? No, honestly, 100%. I agree. LG just started, and I'm dumb enough to have signed up for the summer season of LG. And I actually told the guys who were going to draft me told me to pick out a few guys, and Pale was one of them. Unfortunately, we couldn't get him, but I threw his name out there for sure. And it's not just because he had a phenomenal season offensively, that's for sure.
No, it's because he's the best guy ever. No, and he's
got a sick beard.
And he slams beers better than anyone I've ever met. Fact. Chewy, how do you feel? Oh, he's drinking one now. How do you feel about Pale taking home this award?
Honestly, I thought Chelsea was going to win it.
Well, low key, Chelsea is always so nice to everyone, right? She really doesn't say anything bad about anybody. But again, she won it. I think she won it. Did she win it the last 2 years?
Probably.
I think she did.
I don't remember.
I'm happy to see somebody else get the nod, and there's no better guy than Pale Poner. Cosmic, are you okay with the pick here? Are you okay with Pale winning this?
I'm okay with Pale winning this. I have no comment on anything. Go team. Woo!
And that's Cosmic back in media, man. I fucking love it. Pale, what's the next award, man?
Next award we're gonna do is gonna be the Vezina. This is awarded to the most outstanding goaltender of the year. We had 5 nominations. Tomps, I'm just gonna call them. I'm gonna ignore the L's. I Soldier Up, Sober Enough, Peaceful Bob, and the Lime 18. And the winner is Tomps. Or Thomps, however you want to pronounce it.
Man, this guy is so underrated. I had him last year, and if we weren't completely miserable at scoring goals, we would have won. That sounds so stupid when you say it out loud, but he is literally such a game-changing goalie. This is like one of those guys that you never really worry about giving up a bad one. Seems like the only goals that go in on this guy are goals that like just weird, stupid goals, man. He's really that good. Thams, you guys saw Thompson round 1. Are you okay with this pick? This guy had a great year, man.
Don't get me wrong, Thompson's a phenomenal goalie. I would take him on my team any day of the week. Honestly, I thought the award should go to DJ, but that's my opinion, considering the guy faced 45 shots a series minimum, and our games could have been like 15-0 if it wasn't for DJ. But Thompson's a phenomenal goalie, and he definitely is deserving of the nod for sure.
Mac North caught a snub this year too, man, because he should have been on the ballot. Shout out to my captain, man, because without him, it could have been a lot worse this year for Donnie's Diner. Chewy, Tom's on this season. Is this a no-brainer for you? Are you thinking the Sarge, man? The Sarge could have got in there.
Honestly, I think DJ should have got it too. I'm gonna take a throwback to when Kinky was always boasting about her, whatever it was, 500 saves in a season or whatever, and DJ fucking blew that out of the water. Like that team would have been absolute fucking misery without him in net.
What do you think, Cosmic, man? Thompson's on your team. You got to see him play all year. Was that the pick? Was that the guy?
Homer here, but 110% Thomps deserved that. I don't think we're in the spot, or we weren't in the regular season. I don't think we're anywhere close to the 2 seed without him. You can ask Dolly. You can ask our whole team. We just do a whole bunch of stupid stuff in the defensive end just to try and get it out. And then when we just are miserable at trying to get it out, and he's just there. He just bails us out. You know, when we had a breakaway going up against us, which was at the beginning of the season, that was one of our weak points, just letting them in behind, and he was just always there to answer the call. So shout out to him. Definitely deserving of it.
And man, like he's kind of like low key. He's quiet. He goes about his business. He's fun too, dude. He's super fun, super jacked as well. By the way, in case anyone was wondering, that guy's a monster. So shout out to him, man. I'm glad to see him finally get it. Hopefully, you know, yeah, I haven't been able to complain about any of these so far. I thought the ballots were good. Sure, there was some names that didn't get on that should have been on, but as far as it goes right now, man, I'm happy with the winners. So I'm going to send this back over to the ringleader of this thing. Pale, what's the next award?
Next award is going to be the Norris. This is for the best overall defenseman in the league as voted by the members of media. We had 5 nominations. It's going to be Master America, Dalai Lama, Sea-Doo 77, Rev Hellcat, and Drug Monkey. And the winner is Drug Monkey.
Finally, RX taking one home, man. The pharmacist, Mark.
I think this is actually back-to-back for him.
He won it Wait, he won it last year? I thought CD did. Oh no, that's right. He's 2-time. Sorry. So that whole thing I just did for you? Okay. Done. Way to know the league, Dales, you piece of shit. Listen, I could puff this guy up. I could flub him. I could give him a patter, reach around, whatever. He's the real deal. I think this is probably his best point production this season, if I remember correctly. I think this is the most that he had. And now he's getting a chance to play for the Cup Finals with the bad boys over there. I mean, Figo made a great choice with Drug. We talk about safe picks in the draft, and it seems so, you know, kind of like, oh, he's a safe pick. Like, you know what you're getting. But, like, he is. Like, he's going to compete every year, even on the shit game. The guy really doesn't even play the game outside of league, and he's just dominating. He's literally top 3 right D every single season, and he had the points to boot this year. Shout out to him, man. He had a phenomenal year, and he's getting his first run at captain for the summer season, which I'm excited about. Thamps, Drug Monkey, is this the pick, man?
Yeah, honestly, 100%. Drug actually got me started in XBS. He had no idea who he was, and he took a shot on me as a goalie, and we ended up winning the cup that season, mainly because he's a fucking rock back there. He's so good at moving the puck. One of the best breakout passers I've ever played with, other than probably Daly. And honestly, his just overall game is phenomenal. He's got the best hockey smarts in the league, in my mind.
Chewy, you've had some experiences with Drug as well. How do you feel about the pick, man?
This is fucking a no-brainer also. Like, as long as I've known Drug, he's always played at a very elite level. He's always won Norris after Norris after Norris. And it's about time he's finally getting some due. I know he's won it last year, but he hasn't. I don't think he's got it in this league since or before that. So, I mean, the guy deserves it. Simple as that.
Listen, I don't want to pump tires here, but I think Chelsea has 2, and now Drug has 2. So got 4 Norrises over the last, 5 seasons between the 2 of them. So, I mean, we say safe, we say consistent, but those 2 continue to do it season in, season out. This is not to take away from Drug, but I'm just trying to put that class. You know, they're sort of in a class of their own. Mr. Aiden with an E, how do you feel about the pick?
100% Drug Monkey lockdown. To be honest, I don't think of his teams anywhere close to where they are. You know, even with Pillin here, I'm going to say that. Drug, definitely a tank back there, you know, as much as the 2-way nominee for Pale there. I still think he still threw his backpack on this season, you know, got it done. So shout out to Drug. He definitely deserves it. He's consistent every season with it, as we all said. So enough said about that.
Pale, next award, sir.
2 more awards left, and then we got the All-Stars. What do you want? You want the Hart or the Ted Lindsay first?
Caught me mid-drink. Give me the Lindsay.
All right. So the Ted Lindsay is voted on as MVP of the league, voted on by all of you, all of the players. We had 4 nominations. It was the same nominees that we had for the Hart. It was Schwartz, Surprise Me, Welcome to the Web, and Thomps. And the winner is Surprise Me.
You know, I feel like this is a long time coming because, and I'm going to take heat on this. I always said Surprise Me has been like, oh yeah, he's good, but I don't know if I take him here. The guy's had 3 in a row. Is this his 3rd season?
I think this is his 3rd Art Ross.
Like, I mean, okay, I gotta take notice. Like, I gotta eat my words, man. This guy's the real fucking deal. He shows up, he plays, he's gonna be a top 3 pick every single season. You know what you're getting. He kills it every year. And you know, I'm always like making a case for this, making a case. Fuck that, man. Surprise Me has made it. He is here. The guy's the real fucking deal. I'm not doing it anymore. He is one of the top players in this league, if not the top player in this league. And there's really nothing that you can say otherwise to dispute against it because he consistently shows up every single season. Yes, I know there will be the Devil's Rejects. Yes, I know there will be the Kinky PBs of the world, but who didn't really drum up on those teams? Everybody did. But this guy literally continues to do it night in, night out, season after season, solidifying and cementing himself as one of the great players in this league. Thamps, what do you have to say about everything that I just said?
There's no question he's got offensive talent for sure. In my opinion, though, the MVP should be a complete standout on a team and should be a complete player. And from what I saw in the series, I don't see him much in the defensive end at all. They were up 4-5-0, and he's still in the neutral zone. But offensive-wise, he's probably the best pure offensive player in the league.
What do you think, Chew? Is that a fair assessment to Surprise Me? Has he made it? Or, I mean, what are your views on it? Like, again, it's been like kind of cut and dry, but like, what do you think about Surprise Me?
I think he's a more complete player than Thamps gives him credit for. In our series, he definitely was below their blue line playing defense. So I think it's definitely a good pick. It could have gone one of 4 different ways easily, though. But yeah, I think he definitely deserves it.
And Aiden, man, what do you think? I mean, obviously, when you're talking about the Lindsay, this is the players voting on him. who was calling me? When a weird number calls you at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, it's just weird. What do you think about Surprise Me taking it? Is he finally deserving, right? Like this guy deserves this award.
I mean, yeah, it's been a long time coming for him getting this award. I mean, some might make the argument that he's played with Pogs and all those guys for the last 3 seasons, all the seasons that he's been in the league. But I mean, hey, like they're going this deep in the playoffs, agent or not, pausing in the middle of the game, they're still making it. So I mean,
I just want to say something. This is completely non-239 related. 37 in a row is the fattest motherfucker in this league. He is always eating ice cream. Like, I just don't get it. And then he feels it's funny to post pictures of it. He's eating ice cream 3 fucking times a day, and he ate cookies. I'm sorry. I just had to say that because it was really bothering me. Pale, let's get to the last award here, man.
Yep. So this is going to be the Hart Trophy. Again, it's MVP of the league. This one's voted on by media. And same 4 nominees. It's going to be Schwartz, Surprise Me, Welcome to the Web, and Thomps. And Schwartz 83 won this one.
Wait.
Oh, God. All right, man. Sorry, I just wanted to make it really fucking awkward. That's what I wanted to do.
Well
in all
done.
seriousness, man, Schwartz had a phenomenal season. I mean, really, if you think of the story and the evolution of Schwartz, he was a guy who came in trying to big dick off day one, got big dick by the admin team, had to play part-time, had some success on drop pass Murphys, gets drafted top 5 this year to Joe Stowe's team, and they absolutely killed him, man. And you can see what kind of player he is when given an opportunity to play full-time. Obviously, he's come a long way because now he's going to be captaining a team for us here in 239. And this guy's a real deal. He's a guy who can change an offense, and now he's getting an opportunity to build a team around himself. I'm super excited to see how that goes because I think he's going to be very, very, very competitive. But as far as this award goes, to me, it's a no-brainer. You could have picked Surprise Me. There's a lot of guys deserving of the award. I wouldn't have been mad with any of them, but shout out to Schwartz. He definitely deserved it for all the shit that I've given him this year. What do you think, Thamps?
Absolutely. I think he made the biggest impact on that team. He pretty much carried that offense. Grish is a phenomenal player as well. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think Grish is as high up on the offensive leaderboard as he is without Schwartz carrying that offense. The offense ran right through Schwartz. So,
Chewy, man, what do you think about Schwartz and winning this award?
Well, it goes hand in hand with the Lindsay, man. This could have gone one of 4 different ways, and this was voted on by the media, right? So, I mean, definitely he's deserving of it. Do I think he should get the Hart? That's probably surprised me, but it's the way she goes, right?
Aiden with an E, man. What do you think about the Schwartz?
Hey, man, I think Schwartz gets this. I think he should have got the Ted Lindsay, to be honest. But I mean, it's not my control. But hey, his in-betweeners team, Joe completely sold out on Schwartz, got him, and I guess he knew he was getting into. Schwartz single-handedly led that offense. Obviously, Grish was there, but it was just a great season by Schwartz, all in all, and just I don't know, well deserved.
Don't worry, I'm not going to make it awkward anymore.
I know.
Listen, I can honestly say that this is probably, and tell me if I'm wrong, the second season in a row where I think like we really got it right. I think the awards are right. I was happy with the nominees. I was happy with the guys who won it. I think everything was justified. Obviously, yes, there's guys left off ballots. Obviously, yes, there's guys who could have won it. We touched on that. It's so tough, though. You got one person winning each award. Like, you can't have multiple. That's why the ballots are the way they are. You got 3, 4, 5 names, depending on the award. But I think that, this was a good season. I think that the right guys won. I really do. There's none that I was like, and I wouldn't say it on air, right? Oh, yes, I would. But yeah, no, I think we got it right this year. So last but not least, Pill, All-Stars. You just want to run through them?
Yeah, I'll just run through them all real quick. Our first team All-Stars for our forwards are going to be Schwartz, Surprise Me, and Welcome to the Web. Our second team forwards are going to be DMart 15, Pogs, and Grish. On defense, our first team All-Stars are Drug Monkey and Master America. And on our second team is Dalai Lama and Sidhu. Our All-Star goalies, our first team is Thomps, and our second team is Sober Enough.
I do this every year where I'm like, oh, I really want to see that game. But I mean it. I want to see it. I want it streamed. I want it to be a thing. So whoever wants to take the lead on that, I want to see that happen. Okay? So shout out to all the winners. We can go through and say, oh, yeah, you're good. You're good. We're not going to do that. You guys are all all-stars. Shout out to all the all-stars. First, second team, doesn't matter. I mean, you're being recognized as being some of the best players in the league, having some of the best seasons out there. Yes, there were players that got snubbed, obviously, but again, I'm not disappointed with any of those names. I don't feel like anybody on the panel is. So let's move into the semi-finals of the 239 playoffs. And Thabs is chomping at the bits. I'm ready to do this. But let's start with, well, you want to do your series first, Thabs? You seem ready.
No, you guys go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, like, you seem super ready for this, and I want to, like, oblige. Like,
I've been ready for this since about 11:30 last night.
So much so that none of the stats are in for those games, motherfuckers.
Haven't been home all day, and I said I was doing stats today last night. I wasn't doing it last night.
Listen, people say, oh, Dale, you're a stat Nazi. Okay, I get it. I understand that. I get it. Should I not do this rant right now? No, this is a fun show. We're not going to do the rant today. I'm going to be good. I'm going to be, like, cool. I'm going to be, like, a thing. I'm not going to get mad. It's cool. Do your fucking stats. I'm just kidding. All right, so first series that we had was Bad Boys and the In-Betweeners. Now, In-Betweeners had a little bit of supposed locker room issues with none other than I heard through rumor all the way about showing up or not showing up. It was a thing. But ultimately, I guess he showed up. And correct me if I'm wrong, because the stats aren't fucking in.
No, the stats are in for our series.
Listen, I may be full tard, and that might be a thing, but I'm staring at it right now, and it's not in.
They are in.
Okay, so I'm full tard.
All four games. All four games.
So ultimately, the point I was going to make is you guys swept. There was a series, correct?
Yeah. Yep. So
Pale, break it down, man. I mean, when you look at that lineup and you got Joe and Grish and Schwartz, you know, your heart winner. What did you guys do in this series to really control and maintain that? Because some of the games looked like they could have been high scoring. I saw 5-4, 4-3, something like that. But what did you guys do to really combat the in-betweeners, and what was the game plan going in?
Yeah, honestly, man, we haven't really changed our game plan since we played ChiliCon in our last series of the season. We really wanted to focus down on defense and try and just take away options for the other team and then counter that. And that's been our focus since the last week of the season. Before that, it was a little bit more free roaming, and you know, we were allowing ourselves to do what we wanted. But you know, we've just been playing a really structured game, a really easy, sound game that I think has really benefited our guys defensively. And I think it's really frustrating teams. I think guys just aren't able to pass through us like they were before. And we're kind of getting into teams' heads a little bit. And, you know, when we get up ice, we're making the most of our opportunities, and we're making the right passes, and we're moving the puck around quick. And honestly, I'm really happy with how our team's playing. The D-Mart series was a war. We went 7 games, and, you know, there was a lot going on there. And then we came in against In-Betweeners. We lost to them in the regular season in the last week of the season, and that kind of started our turnaround. We weren't really happy with how we played. So when we come into the season or into the series, you know, we're looking at this team and we're like, we can beat these guys. We know that we can. And we came out as 4-3 win in game 1, where we were actually down 3-1 in the game with under 8 minutes left in the whole game. So we made the comeback, and we just kept on rolling from there. 4-3, 4-3. I think we won 1-2-1 in overtime, and then 7-3 in our last game. It looks like we kind of defeated them all together in game 4.
The big thing I've kind of noticed, man, is the emergence of McSwagger. And, you know, there were a couple seasons ago, I think he had close to 100 points, something like that. He's kind of fallen off. And this isn't a slight at him, but it's just really been struggling from the season he captained, the season after that. Like, he's just kind of like been in limbo. And from what it sounds like, he's getting a chance to really just be an offensive threat on this team. Not that he's like defensively not focusing or anything. But when you have a player like Pale who is playing that 200-foot game, you got Drug Monkey back there, and Headless Frangu. We played you guys in the first series, and that guy looked like an absolute mess everywhere he played. But he's really seemed to come into his own at lefty. You got Drug, Headless at lefty, righty, and then Thugs and Net, correct? Thug CTC.
Yep. Yeah.
There's layers here. You have Figo, who's a very unpredictable player. He plays a different style, but Pale seems to be able to work with both of these guys. And what he's doing is he's quick outletting these pucks, and you're giving Figo and Mick Swagger space and skating downhill at defenseman. I think it's been kind of a cool thing to watch. Thams, are you a little bit surprised by the outcome? In-betweeners getting swept here by the Bad Boys, or did you kind of see this being a potential thing?
I'm not surprised by Bad Boys winning the series at all. We struggled more against Bad Boys than we did against the In-Betweeners in the season. I'm surprised by the sweep. But watching Grish's stream was misery. You could see it in his face after they gave up that 3-1 lead in that game 1, that he just wasn't in it completely anymore. When they came back and won that game, it pretty much sealed the deal, it seemed like.
And that's a good point, man. Like these 3-1, like having that 2-goal lead, and like 8 minutes is legit like 2 minutes of real time. Like it's not a lot of time. So to give up 2 goals in that time frame and then ultimately lose that game, it's deflating. It does. It takes the wind out of your sails. And I think that made the series 3-0. Is that right? 3-0 from there?
1-0.
Oh,
that was game 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
That kind of maybe set the whole tone for the series. Bad Boys are on top of the world at that point. In-betweeners are deflated. Like I said, obviously I heard there's a little locker room drama, but I'll send it over to you two. Are you surprised by the outcome, or do you think that the right team, ultimately won? Were you shocked by what happened?
Once I heard myself about the locker room drama, and I want to take you back to season 2 on Jello Time, and we had a little bit of our own. I'm really not surprised at all. I know how exactly pretty much that went down, and I'm imagining it's very much like what happened on Jello Time. So yeah, I'm not surprised at all, man. It's just sucks that's how it goes down.
It's funny because, guys and gals, one person can very much affect the whole process. One person can very much change the outcome of what's happening. And usually when you say something like that, you mean it in the terms of skill set, play, different things like that. A player sucking, a player being bad, a player, whatever the case may be. But morale, the way that you act, the way that you are, the way you respond, those things can very much so affect the locker room, whether that's leaving your group G chat or, ghosting your captain or not showing up until a minute before with no communication that whole day. Not that I'm speaking from any experiences with any sort of players, but like these things can really dictate and or sculpt and or manipulate a morale, and it can affect you in such a way. Are they losing the series because of these potential things? I don't think so. I think at the end of the day, the Bad Boys outplayed them. The Bad Boys played better than the In-Betweeners. So this is not to take away from what the Bad Boys have done. But it does play a certain aspect in team morale, and sometimes building from that, it can be really, really tough. Aiden, what do you think about the outcome? Were you surprised with Bad Boys taking it, or not at all? You've played with Figo, you've played with Pale. What do you think about the outcome?
I kind of thought, to be honest, Bad Boys were taking it all the way in this series. As much as like the In-Betweeners roster looked, how loaded, or not so much loaded, but how well they were playing in the beginning, and as well as how hot they were in the first round. But as you said, with the morale and stuff, like it really does kill a team. I mean, I can speak from experience. Our first round was pretty interesting. We had a Kev on our team, and that was just a whole fun ordeal. But when you start losing and you start doing the same things over and over, and then you have somebody who's just not responding or takes their headset off, and then you're trying to come up with a plan of like how to change your thing instead of just forcing it like the whole entire time, is obviously not working. You can't really say, hey, let's do this, because they're just kind of shut off. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't really want to change what they're doing because obviously they're frustrated with the game, and that's how teams tend to lose. So
yeah, and again, there's a certain maturity that goes with it too. We've kind of built a culture here to be a certain way. I think the people who are here and still continue to be here and sign up season after season have bought into the culture of 239. Obviously it's a little bit different. It's not as mainstream. We always joke we're kind of the underground league. We do things a little bit different. You get to name your team. You get to shit on another team with a write-up afterwards. It just doesn't happen in other leagues. So we're kind of like that different model. But the one thing that we do buy into is, you show up, you play your games, bad or good, no matter what. Short seasons, you guys have heard us say it all before. So you show up and play. So shout out to In-Betweeners, man. I'll be honest. To me, this was what I thought was going to be a 7-game series. I think people have been sleeping on Bad Boys all year. I think the big thing about Bad Boys was Thug in net. After a season layoff, how would he perform in net? Obviously, he's been great. I think Lefty was a question mark for them. Shout out to my boy Lee Barus, Mr. Pounders himself. But they made a swap, man, made a trade. Pounders left. Headless Fragu came in his first season. He had a tremendous season playing next to Drug Monkey as well. And then you have that forward lineup of Figo Pale and Figo Pale and McSwagger, and they really, really, it works. Like, it's so weird because I know the 3 play styles, and you don't think that it would work, but it's worked, and they're killing it. And you could hear Pale in his go around. He's feeling confident, man. He's confident in his boys. He's confident in his teams. I know it's Figo's team, but obviously Pale is the representation here on the show. So I'm excited, man. I'm hoping that these games are going to be streamed. I'm assuming that they will. I'll be tuning in next week to check these out. Pale, do you know when this final series is going to be played or no?
We don't have a set date yet. As far as I know, Pogs and Figo are still working on that. But yeah, I mean, they definitely will be streamed. Thug streams every one of our games. That's twitch.tv/ThugCTC. You can go watch recordings of the ones that he's already played. But yeah, just a quick shout out to my 2 boys too. Dude, Figo and McSwagger have been fun as hell to play with. These guys are playoff performers, and they've really stepped up their game. They've changed the way they've played. Figo does not get enough credit for the defensive play that he plays. The guy has come down and helped me out a ton on D, as well as the rest of our guys. He's a big part of it. And McSwagger, honestly, ever since Dalai Lama came onto the Thursday Throwdown and called him out that he wasn't playing enough defense, he's really made it happen, and he's made that change to his game. And he's really impressed me in how he's played recently. And I think he's a big reason for why our team has been able to turn around and why we're where we're at.
And he's playing his off wing, by the way.
Well, Figo is, yes.
Yeah.
Figo's playing left wing.
Even more impressive as well. Moving on to the next series. We have the Tide Pod Buffet taking on Chili Con Carnage. Now, there was a little bit of drama heading into this. I know there was some scheduling issues coming in. It was already very, very tight. And a Mr. Holpe, who had been playing tremendous, appeared to have slept through his series. Now, here's the thing, and I do not know all the details, and I'm sure I'm about to hear them right now. Here's what I'll say. I have been the number 1 shitponer on Kyle Fernberg over the last 2 months. I've been number 1 for sure. I've done this before where I've accidentally overslept a series, not the semifinals of the playoffs. Again, here's the thing. I get it. It's happened to me, but on the biggest stage and the biggest games in the top 4, I don't know how it happens. I get the 12-hour shifts. I work them myself. I get that. I work them every day. But the biggest stage of maybe you shouldn't be playing with Kayla and Dom after work and you should be napping or something. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe have your phone charged, whatever. But it results in Thamps, who's been your best offensive weapon, going up against, a team that you're going to have to score on, having to go into the pipes. I'm going to get the lineups here from Thamps in a second, but let's send it over to you, Thamps. I mean, listen, man, this is an open forum. I'm going to let you do your bit. I'm not even asking you a question. I'm just going to let you go. and then we can respond to you. And then I think that's the best way to play this segment. So fill us in, man. What happened? Where is your head at? This obviously is so fresh, but where are you at, man?
So story is this. This is what Kyle told us at 2:00 in the morning, my time. So 4:00 Eastern, when he finally put something in the group chat. He said he fell asleep, set 5 alarms, but when he went to sleep, his phone was at 1%. Plugs his phone in underneath his pillow, apparently, which is very intelligent. The only other people I know that do that are 16-year-old teenage girls. But that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. I've had technical issues. I was on Daly's team when we won the cup, and my internet shit the bed because I was on a native reserve in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, and Odd Guy came and saved the day. It's a little different.
Dead, by the way.
What's that?
I thought you were dead, by the way.
I thought I was too. I thought Daly was on his way to come and find me. But it sucks. Yeah, I'm pissed off because, and honestly, it's not even about myself at this point. I've won a cup here. Sure, it would have been fantastic to have the belt. Get my boy in some pictures wearing the belt when it's bigger than he is. But I'm more disappointed for guys like Viper, who played his heart out for me this season. Russ, who was literally the center of our team and held our team together. And Kayla, who, I'll be straightforward, I said last season was shit, and I shit on her when I played against her. She was the rock of our defense this whole season. And then Tompkins, who Daly said was shit on right D, and came in and shut people down all season long for me. Those 4 haven't won a cup, and this is their best shot so far, other than Russ when he was on Dolly and Kayla and that team there. I feel more sympathy towards them than I do myself because they were all in. The rest of our team was all in for this. This was our season. We had 100% faith that we could beat Chile. We didn't care who came out of the other side. We had 100% faith we could beat them as long as we played our team system that we've been playing since these trades have happened. Unfortunately, it ended the way it is. Yeah, I'm pissed off. Yeah, it sucks that my goalie sleeps like a 16-year-old girl with his phone underneath his head. But it is what it is, man. I've worked 15-hour days working oil field. Last season, I played while in the middle of a potential divorce. I've played a series with my baby on my lap with like 1.5 hands on my controller. Like, big games, you got to show up. Simple as that. And don't get me wrong, Kyle played his fucking heart out when he was there, but he didn't show up when we needed him to. And yes, in my mind, that hurts his draft stock.
I mean, those are such. Listen, it's impactful. It's powerful, powerful, powerful words. You know, I again, do I think it was an accident? I do, but again, I'm with it. Biggest stage, man. Big guys got to show up, and you know, I don't know. That's unfortunate. Pale, you've captained this league. If that were you, man, like, I mean, you can't really rebound from that. Like, it's really tough. You're asking guys to play out of position now. You're asking guys to do things that they haven't done. How tough is something like that, trying to play through that?
Yeah, I mean, that's insanely hard to play through. You're gearing up for the playoffs. You're all ready to go. You're halfway in the playoffs. You're in the semifinals. You know you guys have a big series tonight. Everybody's ready to go. And then 15 minutes go until the game starts, 10 minutes until the game starts, 5 minutes until the game starts. You can't figure out where this guy is. That's absolutely ridiculous. I get it. I've had times where, I was tired as shit before a series. There's no way that I'm having anything go wrong. I'm setting 5 different alarm clocks in my room to be able to wake up and get on for a series of that importance, for any series, really. And to be quite honest, as another guy who's a captain a lot of seasons, as another guy who's captain next season, Holtby's not even on my draft board. Like, I'm not taking him at all. I could have no goalie in the 6th round and have to pick between Holtby and Marine Mike, and Marine Mike's my guy. It just is what it is. Like, if you can't rely on somebody, if you know that he's a guy that's going to blow up on your team in chat and in the locker room, that's an issue, and there's no way that I would deal with that on my team.
Chewy, this was a chance for, again, like I'm with it, man. I feel for the Kayla's of the world. She's been grinding since Kayla's been here since the inauguration season 0, I believe. Been grinding trying to get there, man. I think Thamps makes a great point. Tompkins, who caught a lot of heat, he was traded around a lot last season, finally finds a home, tears it up, man. What is it? I don't think like I said, I've done it, but like on this stage, is this something that happens? I mean, it can't, right? Like it can't.
I mean, do you remember? I think it was NHL 14, back when I made my comeback to XPS, and you and Monty and Bodget picked me up, and I came back home from work to play in the playoffs a day early or whatever, and I fucking slept through it.
I do remember that.
I do. I mean, I know shit happens. There's really not much more you can say. Like, I know it sucks for Thamps. They were outside looking in on the last stretch of the season, pulled their shit together, got in the playoffs. And it sucks to lose this way, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's a virtual league, and I don't know, man. Just I feel bad for you, Thamps. I do, but there's always next year, man.
Well, I'm gonna send it over to this guy because this guy has definitely slept through a season.
I'm the expert at this topic, dude.
I mean, this is like the perfect guy to ask about this. So, but Cosmic, I mean, Final Four. Are you sleeping through a Final Four series?
I mean, I slept through a half of a first round series. I mean,
all right. You know what? I'm done with this guy. We're moving on. Listen. End of the day, here's the thing. Obviously, and I said this in the beginning, and I've been so tough on Kyle. It's not malicious. I don't think it was on purpose. I think it happened, and again, I've been very, very vocal on this guy for other reasons. But, again, Thamps, Kayla, and Tompkins, and Russ, and Thamps, and, Viper. I mean, and it sucks, and you hate to see it. But you guys had a hell of a fucking year. You guys grinded out, got to the 4, and that was it, man. You guys had a great, great season. Nothing to hang your head on. You guys played phenomenal. Now that we got that drama out of the way, we need to give Chile some due. I mean, again, I know it was a lineup that wasn't there, but they played well. Not even in this series, but they played well all year. So that's going to lead us into this matchup. We have the Bad Boys taking on Chili Con Carnage in the finals. Now, what we're going to do, I want your prediction. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this up the best way that I can. You have a team in the Bad Boys that seem to be playing absolutely phenomenal at this point. Drug and Fragu are having quite the back end experience, and Thug seems to be playing at elite level. McSwagger and Figo are both dynamic forwards who have very, very creative games, with Pale, who's a perfect example of a 200-foot player playing in between them. They're taking on a team that has basically been constructed and together for the better part of 2 seasons now. When I say that, you have Floaty, you have Pogs, and I probably butchered his name because I can never remember, and you have Surprise Me. These guys have now played together for the last 6 months, 5 months, something like that. There's no doubt that the chemistry is there. They continue to put up points season in and season out, and they're all very, very good players. They're all being drafted in the top 2 rounds in this league. Now you have Bomber, who somehow manipulated his way off Kinky's team, ends up in a really good situation playing alongside Master America. These guys are really, really, really solid on the back end as well. And then you have Peaceful Bob and Ned, who has kind of a career revival and looking to take home his first cup. I'm trying to think of the rosters. I don't think anybody has a cup. Oh, no, sorry. Vigo and Pale both have cups. Never mind. So, again, this series is set up. I think these teams match up really good. I think both of these teams, with Chili Con, they're really, really good offensively. I think that they play a different style. They're going to put pucks on net. They're going to get in there. And I think that the 200-foot game of Bad Boys will match up pretty well. I think this is going to be a deep series. I see it going 6 or 7. I will save my prediction until the end, but I'm going to send it over. Pale, I'm skipping you because it's your series. So I'm skipping you in this series. But Thamps, you've played both teams. You've seen both teams. Who do you like in this series and why?
Honestly, I like Bad Boys. I say Bad Boys take it in 6. The way they're playing right now is unlike anything I've seen 2 of their forwards play. Figo is playing very good in the defensive zone. Pale has always been a good defensive player. That's just there. But McSwagger's really turned his game up when it needs to be turned up. He's playing a good 200-foot game. He's playing good defense. He's playing good offense. They're creating chances. The series last that they played could have been a whole lot different. They hit a lot of posts. It was a lot closer score-wise than I thought it could have been. They had a lot of chances that just didn't go in for them, and they still ended up winning. Chile's a phenomenal team. Don't get me wrong, and that's why I'm giving them 2 or 3 wins. But I'm not nearly as good of a player as a McSwigger or a Figo when it comes to creating offense. And I played 1 game of offense last night, and we almost beat them with Kayla in net. No offense to Kayla, you played your heart out and you made some phenomenal saves. But we had pounders on D who we haven't played with literally since he's been on our team. We've maybe played 2-3 games, and we still almost pulled out that win. So
you've got bad boys in 6, we'll say?
Yeah, bad boys in 6.
Chewy, man, how do you like the breakdown here? What do you think with Chili Con versus bad boys in the finals?
Well, I mean, Chili was the first reason Kyle had his first meltdown this season. I haven't seen the bad boys give anybody any meltdowns, so I'm gonna say Chili in 5.
Chili in 5. Aiden, who do you got, man? Chili Con Carnage, your boy Figo, Pale, they're tearing it up over at Bad Boys. What do you like here?
As crazy as the Bad Boys have been playing in these recent playoffs, for what I hope Chile. Not that I'm rooting against anybody here. It's just they've had the same team for like the past 2 or 3 seasons, right? And they have like all the quote unquote superstar teams out of the way, right? So clearly, if they don't win it this year, like it's just their own fault. So if I had to choose one, I'm gonna say Chili Con in 5.
You know what, man? I do want to send it to Pale before I do mine. Pale, what do you think about the analysis so far?
Hey man, it is what it is. Chili Con's a great team, and they've been in first place for pretty much this whole season. They've been in first place for pretty much these past 3 seasons. They're a team that's really good, and they've found a way to beat really good teams. I'm excited to play them. We played them in the regular season, and you know, I had a lot of fun playing their team in the regular season, and we came out on top on that. And I just don't think that's going to change in the finals here.
Well, I'm sending a text message right now, but hold on 1 second. Daily, what's with the dead air? It's important. So
Clean
sorry.
it up.
No, I apologize about that. Well, no, because I'm trying to do the cameras. When I'm trying to send this, it's whatever. It's work related. So here's the thing. This series is going 7 games for sure. 100%. No doubt in my mind. Book it. Bet my house on it. 7 games. As far as how the teams break down, you guys know I like to look at layers. I like to look at 4 layers, D layer, 3 layers of the ice. And I really, really like the way that Bad Boys plays their game. So again, I think it's 7 games. I think both teams, I don't want to say weakness because like these teams are in the finals. I don't think it's really a weakness of either team. But when I look at the goalie matchup of Thug CTC versus Peaceful Bob, I feel like that's where this series is going to be won and lost. Who do you like better in net, Thug CTC or Peaceful Bob? Now, in a previous time, I would be all over Thug CTC. However, this is going to sound crazy. I feel that this series is going to be won or lost with Peaceful Bob. And I'm betting on him. I am taking Peaceful Bob. I'm taking the West Coast goalie himself, Peaceful Bob. I think this is where he comes out. This is where he shows up. And he's been good this season. But I think this is where he can truly be great. And he's got Bomber and Master America. And obviously he's got Pogs playing that 200-foot game. But both of these teams have great 200-foot players. I just think that this game is going to come down, this series, it's going to come down to goaltending. I'm going Peaceful Bob, man. I think this is it. I think he kind of makes his mark from a guy who is really struggling at D, couldn't find a home. He did the reject season. How cool is that, man? This guy was on the rejects, and now he's playing as the starting goaltender in a cup final. Now, this isn't to take away from Floaty. This isn't to take away from Pogs and surprise me. These guys, we know what these guys are. Master America, the Calder, Bomber is a great D. This is Peaceful Bob really making his staple within this league, and he's really making a name for himself. So I've got Chili Con in 7, man. I know Pale doesn't want to hear that, but I think it's going to be a great series. And if Bad Boys won in 7, I would not be shocked either because I think that these teams match up really, really well. I'm super excited about that. So, guys, great job with the analysis. Great job with the breakdown. Now it's time to do the bit. Let's announce our season number 8 captains. So, Pale, let's run the list down, man. Yeah, man. Wait, this info hasn't been released yet, right? We haven't released this. Have we?
I mean,
it's on the draft list.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Good job, Hugh. Way to keep it low key, you mutt. Oh, sorry, just kidding. I love you. All right, so just go down the list here, Pale, and then we can go over it real quick.
Yeah, so we got Drug Monkey, RX. This is going to be his first season captaining. Dom Silva, Thamps, McNamara, No Regretskis, Schwartz 83, Marty McFly, Jelly 35, Hockeytown 13, Stoey Jopa, Yambag, X Daily, Cortez EA, and if needed, Pale Pelner.
So we've got, what is it, 4 new captains? Am I correct? Cortez, Drug, Hockeytown. Who else? I'm missing one more.
Dom.
Schwartz. So we have 4 new, maybe 5. So we got 4 new captains. We've got a lot of returning captains. I mean, you got some pretty solid names on that list. In my opinion, man, this is probably the best all-around list that we've had. I'm excited, man. You know, season 4, Thamps, I know you remember season 4, our last summer season, because that's when we got the motherfucking job done. But yeah, man, these summer seasons, people are always like, oh man, there's like this fall off, different things. We got enough for 14, man, or 13 at the moment, I think. We're still on the teeter-totter. The signups are still open, man. So get your guys' name out there. We got a lot of new names on the list. We got a lot of old names on the list. So get your names in there. Get scouting, different things like that. But I'm excited for this list. You know, Thamps coming back, fresh off a captain, fresh off a Final Four, man. Are you excited for summer season and to be giving it another run?
Yes and no. Yes, because I want retribution for what happened this season, how my season ended. I want another shot at it. I'm excited to see. I have a completely different plan going into the draft this coming season than I did this last one. I'm a little sad, though, because my boy Russ took captain. What an asshole. And I can't take him in the first round like I wanted to and have a whole season with him this year. I had my best offensive season this year that I've ever had, and it's mainly because Russ was there. So
shout out on the 100-point banger too, man. I think I said on like a way earlier season. I'm like, I don't ever think I've seen Thamps eclipse 100 points here at 239, so it was kind of cool to see that too.
Nope, so first time at 239.
Yeah, there you go. So Chewy, man. So you look at this captain's list. I mean, it's pretty solid, man. Like the way you like to judge it, would I want to play for that guy? And I feel like this is a list where you're getting a lot of knowledge. There's a lot of skill. Are you happy with the list, man? Are a lot of good names on there?
Yeah, man, it looks really good this year. I think you guys did a great job picking captains. I just want to throw my early prediction for the Jack Adams, and it's going to be the mad scientist himself, Drug Monkey. Drug, I'm playing goalie again this season, so if you want to relive some magic from, where I'm your guy.
What's your availability, Chew? You want to let that know now?
My availability right now is I don't have a job, so that's my availability.
So, Mr. Cosmic Fade, man, I mean, you're probably destined for another first-round pick. Are you happy with all these names? You're comfortable playing with all the names on this list?
I would, I like the list. I'd be more than happy for playing any of these captains except for one, obviously. But, I don't want to be on Jelly's team, but, whatever. He knows that. He'll probably do it anyway because why not? But, this last season there's kind of a couple captains, and obviously we've seen it. A little bit odd that they were chosen, but this season there's not a doubt in my mind that any of these captains should or should not be on the list. So we're looking forward to a good season. So
yeah, I'll do this, man. Who's a captain that you're really excited to see give a run? A guy who's been there, hasn't. I'm going to tell you mine right now is after Pale goes. Pale, who's a guy that you're excited to see give a run at captain this year? Or maybe it's a captain that's already been there.
I'm excited to see how Schwartz does, man. I think he's going to have an opportunity to build a really good team around him. And I'm excited to see how he does. He's MVP this season. We'll see what he can do when he's picking his own team.
Thamps, what do you think, man? Besides yourself, obviously, but who's the guy that you're kind of excited? Is it going to be Hockey Town, man, in his first run?
Honestly, yes. That's exactly what I was going with. Russ ran a complete ESHL organization back when ESHL was a big thing. He knows players. He's a good player himself, so he'll get it done.
Who's somebody that could surprise you this year, Chewy, or who's someone that you're looking forward to seeing having a run?
Someone that could surprise me is Cortez. And as for making a run, it's got to be my boy Drug Monkey.
Oh yeah, that would be a very interesting back end, Drug Monkey and Shoot Therapy. Cosmic, who's a captain this year that could surprise? Who's the guy that you want to see give a run?
Captain that I would like to see give a run this season is I'd have to give it to Marty McFly. I always have to give props to him. He's his first captain I ever had in this league, and I think he chose me at the second to last pick, and it was fun to play with the Halifax Healthy Scratches. Unfortunately, we lost in the finals, but anyway, I think I'd like to see him make another run at it. I mean, last time he was the Hot Heroes captain, and we kind of shut that down. Shout out to season 5, but one that I expect to make a deep run this season, I'm going to say No Regretskis. After last season with the whole Rule 1 thing, his team just blew up. I think he's looking for redemption this season, and looking forward to see what he does. So,
yeah, I think Regretski is a good name. A name that I'm throwing out there, I've actually talked, with Pale about this, is OP Jelly. Now, OP Jelly had a 50-goal season 2 seasons ago, came back, had another great season. They obviously got bounced in round 1. I'm interested to see how Jelly does if he doesn't have a guy like Brick. I'm interested to see, I mean, for all I know, he can get the number 1 pick. He takes Brick City again. I'm interested to see how Jelly does. I think that the tough thing about captaining is like when you see names and you associate with winning seasons and continually doing it, is Jelly a guy in this league that could continually put out contenders season in, season out? Like, I think a lot of people were underestimating him this year. I think he, was proved over expectations. And I'm interested to see if he could do it again this year. So I think Opie Jelly is a guy that I'll be watching this year to really, really see how he does. And if this was a flash in the pan sort of thing, or is he going to be a competitive captain for seasons to come? But I thought he did a great job last year. Guy does his stats on time, right? Because that's all it takes to be a good captain in this league. If you ask Murph, you just have to get your stats done on time. But he never lost control of his locker room. They competed all season, and I was really, really surprised and shocked with how good he did. But now I'm not anymore. Now it's kind of expected. I expect him to run his teams with a certain sort of way. And so I'm looking forward to see how Jelly does in this season. So that's the show, guys. That's it. Wait a minute. Come on. It wouldn't be a Thursday Throwdown if we didn't throw you a little bit of a curveball. And I know it may not be a crazy curveball, but it's got just enough zip that you swing and miss, but not enough that you look completely stupid. But what we're going to do right here, right now, is we're going to pick the draft order for season number 8. We're going to do it right here, right now. And the way we're going to do this, if you guys remember last season, Jew Therapy has text messaged me the number association for per cards. So what we're going to do is I have, and I'm going to pull it up right now. I have ace through, hold on. Why? Well, come on, Daly. Get your technology better. All right. So we have ace 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King, and a Joker card. So, Pale, do you have all those set aside?
Yep, we're good to go.
Ready to go. So what's going to happen here, guys, it's going to be a 2-step process. First thing that's going to happen is Pale is going to pick a number out of the hat. That number is going to be reflective of the pick. So remember, like I think in years past, we've done like, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's not the case this year. Pale is going to pick the number first. So that first number he picks out could be 7. And whatever name we get, you got the 7th pick. The next one could be 4. And whatever name he picks that matches the card, that's pick 4. So I think we did this last year. We're doing it again this year. And I have everything down here now. So I am going to get this set up here. Pale, are you ready on your end?
I'm ready to go. I got everything all set.
Okay, so let me write these down really quick. And I just want to make it known. So I think right now we have a 14 captain list. I think currently we have enough signups for 13. Is that correct, Pale, or 12?
I think we have enough for 13 right now.
So right now we have enough signups for 13. So as it sits, if we don't get enough for 14 teams, as far as I know, Pale, you will be bowing out as captain, and everybody will be moving up a pick. So, for instance, if Pale, is this right, Pale? Am I correct in saying this?
If I got like pick 10, and
so everybody behind Pale would move up one spot. So the 11th would become the 10th, the 12th would become the 11th, the 13th would become the 12th, 14th would become the 13th, if that happens. So we just want to make that clear when we do that right now. But as it sits, we are going to pick order for 14 captains because that's what we are planning on having. We still got time in the signups, different things like that. But we wanted to give you guys something good, something to look forward to. Captains can start scouting, different things like that. So without further ado, let's go.
All right.
What is the first pick?
You guys aren't.
You're fucking sick.
What is it? Sorry, I'm gonna just keep it honed in on you,
the
pal.
first overall pick.
It's first?
First overall, yeah.
Oh my god. So really you just got the number 1?
I just got the number 1, yeah.
Oh.
On my random.
You know, usually there's like some build, but now we have to do the first pick first. But this is okay, man. So season number 8, who's getting the first pick here? Pale Poner is gonna pull this card and tell me what it is.
It's the Joker.
Oh my god.
Come on.
The number 1 pick in your season 8 draft is none other than Dominator Silva. Dom Silva is your number 1 pick. I'm writing this down in the draft here. Amps, I'm going to send it over to you. Dom's a good player, man. He can play D, he can play wing. How do you feel about Dom Silva getting a number 1 pick in this draft?
Love Dom Silva, but out of the names that we have for captain, might be the most fitting.
Okay. Are you saying that it allows him to draft a first-round tier talent? Is that what you're getting at?
Absolutely. I don't think Dom, I mean, I'm in that category too. I'm not an elite talent. Same with Dom. There's a couple others, captains that aren't. We need those high picks to get an elite player because guys like Schwartz, if they get one of those high picks, it's, well, here's 2 elite players. Have a good time. You know what I mean? So.
Okay. And then Pale, next pick here.
It's going to be pick number 4. And it's the 5, whatever the 5 is.
Okay, so pick number 5.
OP Jelly.
Yeah, I'm waiting on the pick here.
Or whatever, next 35.
Yeah. So
Jelly.
pick number 5 is going to be, what was the card?
It's Jelly.
It was pick number 4.
Okay.
And the card is number 5.
Oh, so OP Jelly is dropping into pick number 4. What did he pick last year? 3?
I think so. I think he had 3
man, I'm gonna send it. I'll send it over to you, Chew. I mean, pick 4. This is a lottery pick still in this draft. OP Jelly grabbing the number 4 pick. How do you feel about it?
It's good for him because he gets somebody that's not going to be there in the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like, honestly, this could be a make or break pick for him. Just like I know how I traded my number 4 pick to you, and you picked Brick, and we all know how well that went.
That was just that. Yeah, that just didn't work. But I mean, I'm gonna send it over. Cosmic, man, your buddy's getting the 4th pick of the draft. What do you feel? That's you. That's got Cosmic Fade written all over it.
I mean, I don't know, dude. I'm in a call with him right now, and he's buzzing that he has the 4th overall pick. And it's just misery, dude. It really is.
Cosmic is literally not looking forward to playing with his homie, but that seems like a really. I haven't done a mock, obviously.
By the way, he had the 2nd overall pick last season. He took.
Yeah, 2nd. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. He did. That was a thing. All right, Pale. What is the next pick number?
The next pick number is number 7.
7 pick. Okay,
7
still
overall.
considered to be probably a lottery pick. And what was the card picked?
10.
The number 10, and
That's Pale.
we are Pale Poner.
Thanks, Daly. Choose irrelevant over there, apparently.
Yeah. Pale, how do you feel about grabbing number 7?
I mean, it's higher than almost all the other picks that I've gotten since I've captained, so I'll take it. It's right in the middle of the draft. I think we're going to change the draft format. We haven't really talked about that, but we're going to do a round reversal in round 3. So I'm digging being right in the middle of the draft.
Okay, and next pick is going to be
pick number 11.
Ooh, interesting pick here. And who is getting pick 11? Is that the 6?
Yep.
That is Mac North. Mac North is taking down pick number 11. You know, it's weird. The captain list is kind of stacked out this year. You know, with players and things like that. I think this is a good pick. He's going to get close. He'll get, you know, maybe a forward value here. I don't know what D are going to drop to the spot. I like this pick here for Mac. I'm assuming he's playing goalie again. I could be wrong. What do you think about this pick here? 11. Thamps, you know, you've captained. Are you viewing this 11 pick maybe as a second round, even though it's a first round pick based on the pool? Is this kind of like a early second round pick for you, even though it's in the first?
I don't think so. Not with the names who've signed up so far. I think the whole first round you're going to get a pretty elite talent. So.
Okay, I like it. Pale, what's the next pick?
The next pick number is number 3 overall.
Oh, baby, this is a big one. And we are waiting for...
This is going to be the Jack.
Pick number 3 is none other than Ball Bag himself. Yambag has the 3rd pick of the draft. Chewy, man, what do you think about Ball Bag grabbing a top 3 spot here? He always complains, I never have good picks. I never have good picks.
It's a good pick for him, man. He needs somebody up high, and he's going to get his guy there. He can pretty much get anybody he wants. So,
like it.
Hopefully, he doesn't reach on an Annihilator and get pulled out of the
Oh, no. And, you know, that's the funny thing, man. Like, the one year he had a top 5 pick, and he goes with Annihilator, and he gets fucking just stuffed. Hate it.
Rage quits right out of the Jello Time series. Thanks. See you, bud.
Yeah, that was it. Jello Time kicked him out of the league, man. He had enough. All right, what's the next one, Pale? So hang on, recap. Dom Silva's number 1, Yambag number 3, OP Jelly number 4, Pale Poner is 7, and Mac North is number 11. So let's move to the next pick here.
This is the 2nd overall pick.
The fuck, man? You're heavy stack in the front here. All right, so Pale. So number 2, and then who's it going to be?
Number 2.
Number 2 pick is going to card number 2, and that is none other than Marty McFly getting the 2nd pick of the draft. I like it, man. I like the pick here. He's going to get himself an elite player. He could go back. He could get somebody like Chelsea. He could get somebody like, well, he can't get like a drug monkey, but he's going to get a top-end talent. Thamps, how dangerous is it, McFly getting the 2nd pick?
It's very dangerous. He's already a good two-way player. I'm seeing either Dolly or Sea-Doo now.
I think those are safe plays there in this draft too. All right, Pale, next pick here, man. Is it going to be 14? I think he's going to pull 14 here.
Number 12.
Number 12. And who's it going to be?
It's going to be the
ace of diamonds, and that is none other than Mr. Bailey Cortez. And his first run is getting a 12th pick. This is a guy who can play pretty much any position out there, and he plays it really well. I think he's at an advantage over a lot of the other captains in this draft. Aiden, if you're there, man, what do you think about your buddy, Mr. Cortez, getting the 12th pick?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know who you'd take. He did come up to me and he said that he had a whole list kind of planned out, but I haven't seen the list, so I can't really tell you his feelings on that. But I don't know. I'm sure he's not too mad about it. He gets that back-to-back pick, so he gets some value there.
Well, potentially, because remember, we got 14 right now. He's going to be close.
Close picks, yeah.
Yeah, a little close picks. I just got word, too, from my sources. Mac North is playing out this year. He's not playing that. He's playing left wing. So, sources in, Mac North is playing out for season number 8. Pill, what's the next number here?
Next number is number 8 overall.
The 8th pick of the season 8 draft is going to, what if it was number 8? That would be funny. It's going to be number 3, and that is none other than Hockey Town. Mr. Russell is going to be picking number 8 in the season number 8 draft. So Thamps, you know, Russ is a guy who's definitely in that first round talent. How do you feel about him having that mid-tier 8 pick?
I like it. He's going to get still a really good player. I know for a fact he's not going to get one of the 2 people he really wants because neither of them will be there at the 8th spot. So, Russ, you got some trading to do.
And I think we know the two players he is talking about. Pale. Well, here, let's give a rundown. We got Dom Silva with the 1 pick, Marty McFly with the 2, Captain Ballbag with the 3, OP Jelly with the 4, Pale Poner has the 7, Hockey Town 8, Mac North 11, and Cortez is at 12. So, Pale, what is the next pick we're going to draw for here?
This is 14. This is the rat.
Ooh, lucky number 14, and it is going to be the 9 of diamonds, and that is Mr. MVP himself with the wrap pick at the back end. That's Schwartz. Schwartzy will be picking number 14 in your season 8 draft. What do you think? Pale, I'll ask you, man. Like, how do you feel about the MVP getting the last pick in this draft?
I mean, it means that he's going to get 2 really good quality players, you know, in the teens. And I mean, I've drafted there a lot of my seasons that I've been captain, and I've been pretty successful. I think, you know, you're not going to get a stud, but Schwartz is already the stud, and he's going to have a chance to get 2 really good guys at 14 and 15.
Okay, dokie. And I'm going to leave the camera right on you. What's the next pick?
The next pick is number 6 overall.
Okay, and who's it going to be? The 7 of diamonds is, oh my God, I clicked out of it. Josto. Mr. Josto will be the number 6 pick of the draft. Returning captain, had a good season, obviously bounced in the mid-tier rounds. What do you think here, Chewy? Josto at number 6.
I think he trades down. Maybe, because I've seen in the chat here, Schwartz wants a little higher possibly. So it's not a terrible pick. I think he could probably get some value out of it more so than anything. There's going to be a lot of big names out there, and a lot of people down on the list will want to move up probably. So
I haven't looked too in depth at the draft list, but I do believe that there's going to be a lot of guys. You could probably round out and justify taking any 14 guys, I mean, in round 1. So 14th pick isn't necessarily bad. I do think it's a value pick at 6. It's a good position to really, there's a player that you could build around at 6. I think Josto's a really good complementary player, but I think Josto knows what he is. He's a number 2, number 3 guy. I'm not even 3. He's a number 2 guy in my eyes. And, I think he can go out and get himself a really, really good forward to play with here. So what's the next pick here, Pale?
It's going to be pick number 9 overall.
9, and who's it going to be?
The 8.
The 8 of diamonds is Thamps. Thamps will be picking number 9. Thamps, how do you feel about going number 9 here?
I have no idea. I'm not comfortable with it. So who wants number 9?
Well, there you go. So that could be a potential trade down, trade up. We'll see what happens. It's still early. Remember, the draft pool is still technically open, so we'll see who comes through as well. What's the next pick here? So basically all we have left is 5, 10, and 13, right? There's 3 captains yet to have a pick.
This is going to be number 13 overall.
And it's going to the Queen of Diamonds is No Regretsky. So after an abysmal season of last, No Regretsky's grabbing a 13th overall pick. He will have 2 close picks. Aiden, what do you think, man? Gretzky's, if there's a guy to get a late pick at number, 1 or something like that, it's definitely a guy like No Regretsky's. It makes sense because he is a first-round talent, so he can get some value here. He's basically getting 2 second-rounders as well as himself. I think it's a really good spot for him. I think he literally he can benefit the most from a pick like this. Would you agree?
Yeah, last season I think he had this sort of pick as well, and he traded down, and obviously he drafted Earl, but that didn't really work out for him. But if he drafts another pick, kind of sort of like that, but kind of doesn't get rewarded. Yeah, I think he's looking all right. So.
Well, let's welcome to the show here, number 1 Washington fan himself, Bailey Cortez, joining the show. What is up with your mustache at the moment? It looks different.
It's a mess. No, dude, it's just overgrowing. I got a haircut tomorrow, so I'm
okay.
All right. Too.
I respect it, man. Listen, do you know what pick you got or no?
I was watching the show. I was watching the second period. I got the 12th pick. Let me tell you, 12 is my favorite number. And literally, as soon as I saw 12 come up, I was like, what are the odds that I'm going to get my fucking number, man? And all of a sudden, bam, it hit me. I was like, I mean, it's a good pick. I can't be too bad at it. I almost get that back-to-back, but I'll see if I can make some movement around. Maybe something happens. We'll see.
You know, again, I brought up the point, you play multiple positions. I think you're at an advantage over some of the other captains because of that. You're consistently able to take the best player until probably that last round when you really want to cement where you're going to play. So I think you're at an advantage. I think you'll do good with this pick. I like it. Now, here's the thing. There's 2 names left. Excellent. And of course, because it wouldn't be a throwdown if my name wasn't one of those names, it is me and the pharmacist. And me and Mr. Ferguson, or not Ferguson, me and Mr. Mark, we have a little bit of history, man, a little bit of chirping back and forth. I recall beating him a couple times in a certain other league. So, man, listen, I want this 5th pick super, super bad right now. So, but let's see what pick we're drawing for, Pale, man. What is it going to be, 5 or 10?
This is for 10.
Okay, this is for 10. So, yeah, let's pull up Drug here. Let's get Drug. Who's it going to be, man? It is the 4 of diamonds. It's Drug Monkey RX with the 10th pick in the draft. That leaves number 5 overall to none other than X to the D to the A to the L to the Y, getting a value pick at 5. So I'm pumped with the King of Diamonds. Thank you. I'm pumped at 5. Again, I think this first round is going to be really tight. I'm going to run it down really quick. Dom Silva 1, Marty McFly 2, Yambag 3, OP Jelly 4. Daily 5, Josto 6, Pale Poner 7, Hockey Town 8, Thamps 9, Drug Monkey 10, Mac 11, Cortez 12, Regretsky's 13, Schwartz 14. Again, I love this captain's list. I think it's fantastic. I love everything about it, man. Let's do this question because I know we're over time here, but out of this captain's list, who got the biggest benefit from their pick and why? I'll send it to you first, Pale. Who is benefiting the most from their position and why?
I think it's got to be Dom Silva. I mean, you get first overall, you either have the ability to move out of it and get a lot of value and get some top picks in the drafts for it, or you can pick whoever you want. You get to have your pick of the litter. You can pick anybody that he wants up top. That's going to help a guy like Dom. Dom's a great player that can play in a lot of different positions, and I think he's going to get the most benefit out of that number 1 pick, just from a value standpoint.
What about you, Thamps? Who is a guy that really benefited? I know you touched on Dom Silva as well, but who's a guy who really benefited from their draft position?
Schwartz, not even a question. Dom's going to be happy about the number 1. I don't think he's going to be happy picking late in the 2nd round because that means Kayla's not going to make it to him unless he takes her number 1. But Schwartz is already that elite talent. We've seen that this year with the lead in the league in points. He doesn't need that elite talent, and with that wraparound pick there, he's going to get 2 very good players to complement him. I'm assuming one of them will be a center and one of them will be a defense. And with that, he's going to have the 3, in this draft, the 3 hardest positions filled because pretty much every right wing is a captain this year, and he's one of them.
Yeah, that was an interesting point too. There's a ton of right wings captaining. I think D-Mart's sitting out this season too, so there's that. Chewy, who benefited the most from their draft spot and why?
I think it's going to have to be Brian, aka Norris Swetskis. He picked here last season, and he did a little bit of fucking around with shit, and things didn't go his way, so he learned a lot, I think, from that, and he's going to make sure that doesn't happen again, and he's really going to take off, I think.
Cortez, same question. Who and why?
So for me, I don't have there's not one person. I think there's actually multiple people that benefit where they're drafting right now. I think Tham said it perfectly with Schwartz. He's an elite forward in this league. He's a top guy. And he's going to get 2 back-to-back picks. I'm assuming he's going to get a forward and a defenseman and solidify his who he needs at each spot there. He'll wait a little bit for another pick, but most likely it would be another, if not a forward and a goalie, or another defenseman and a forward. But I actually, interesting enough, Dales, I think you have a nice pick. And the reason I say that is you get a top 5 forward with you. Obviously, you're a top defenseman in this league, regardless of what's happened the last few seasons. I know you played forward with me last season as well. You're going to get yourself a top forward, and then you're going to have another pick later in the 2nd round that's going to be either your co-defenseman or it's going to be another forward that's a 2nd round, and then you're going to get that 3rd round guy. And I'm interested in seeing where you go with that 3rd round if you're going to pick a goalie, or because the thing is, I know you know a lot of yourself as a defenseman. You don't really need that talented guy next to you. So I just think you're in a comfortable spot, and I think Drug's in a comfortable spot due to really being one of those top defensemen in this league. So I think a lot of people really in this draft have very beneficial picks for themselves.
Cosmic, same question, man. Who's benefiting from their position and why?
Well, I'm gonna, as a joke here, I told him I'd say this. I'm gonna say Jelly has the most beneficial pick out of his, what he got put to, because if Brick signs up again, he's gonna pick him so he can just captain his team again. It's gonna be great. Everybody's gonna love it, and we'll see how that goes. And yeah, so I'm gonna say Jelly on this one because he has a variety of options of whose backpack he's gonna put himself in. So. We'll see.
I'm going with Marty McFly here, man. This has Hut Heroes written all over it. I think he's getting one of the power couple. I'm not sure which one it's going to be, but he's getting one of them. I think it's a good spot for him, and I think he's going to build that. I know he loves the way Chelsea plays. They played on this game together, so there's that. And I know him and Dolly play good together, man. I know it's tough to not take a center that early, but I'm interested to see how this plays out. I'm really happy with this draft list or with this captain's list. I think it's going to be a really good season. It's going to be a competitive season. It's very well may be one of the most competitive seasons. There's going to be a team, if there's 14 teams still fighting it out in the last 2-3 weeks of the season, I would not be shocked with this list. So again, I think the league itself is getting stronger, so that plays a role as well. So that's it. I'm going to post myself or Pale will post the captain's order somewhere, somehow. But let's go around the horn here. I mean, this is the Throwdown. I know that, like I said, I've been on hiatus, but it was cool to come back, do the show. We covered a lot today. We ran over. But Pale, anything on the way out, man?
I don't have a whole lot. I'm really excited for my finals run that I'm getting ready to go on here. And, I'm excited to see what happens for the end of this season. I'm going to be captaining again next season. I'm excited for that. I'm excited with the pick I got. I'm just 2-3-9. I'm excited about everything that's going on this show right now.
It's so hard, too, because now we're looking in the next season, but you're still playing, man. Like, you still got to get the job done. Looking for cup number. Is it 2 or 3 for you?
This would be number 2, yeah.
I mean, it's tough. You're still grinding. So good luck to you and your boys, and good luck to the ChiliCon. Thamps, man, anything on the way out? First time on the show?
Just thanks for having me. Thanks for letting me speak my piece on what went on last night.
Yeah, you got fun.
Yeah, a little bit. Anyways, you will not see me play goalie next season. I will guarantee you that.
Okay, that's fair assessment. Chewy, man, anything on the way out?
Thanks for having me back. Always a pleasure to be on. If you guys want to get a good look at me in net, I'm always available for scouting games. Just hit me up. Even if I'm not online, I'm probably online. Yeah, have a good one, boys.
And Cortez, I know you popped in late, man, but anything on the way out, Captain?
Just thank you to the admins for letting me captain this season. I really do appreciate it. Also, like, good luck to the Bad Boys and to ChiliCon in their finals. If somebody can tell me the date that they're going to start, maybe I can cast a game or cast the games if they're okay with that, or the league wants that, whatever. I don't care. I did miss it, but I just like to throw something in there about Kyle quickly, aka Hole 7 by.
It's no Schulpe now, actually.
Oh, okay, so no Schulpe. But listen, this guy didn't sign up as his best position next season, and then this happens to him. Now it happens to him, happens to his team because of him. I'm telling you now, like, I'm friends with Kyle, but I don't think he's on anybody's draft list right now for the positions he has listed. I think it's center, right wing, and right D. So Kyle, if you're watching it all, you better put goalie back on if you want to get drafted, because I don't think anybody's going to take you with what happened this season with, like, the rage and no show of the semifinals there to play a position that somebody could play better in a 5th or 6th round spot. And that's friend to friend. Like, I'm not trying to roast you with that and saying you need to do it. So either way, that's all I wanted to say on that. Sorry, Thamps, that it happened to you, man. You had a great team. I'm sorry it ended for you, but either way, I'm glad I could join the show late. Thank you guys for a great season, but good luck to both the Bad Boys.
Hey, man, what happens? You get full refund if Game 6 doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not worried about it. Either way, I'm going to be pretty happy. So
you're happy either way, right? Cosmic, what do you got on the way out, Aiden with an E?
Hey, man, it's fun to be on the show. I know it's probably Dom Silva's upset probably the most that I didn't have Cameron today. Cosmic Flow wasn't a thing, but it's whatever. Yeah, looking forward to next season. Looking to see what captain wastes their first round pick on a miserable forward like me, and
it's me, first round pick.
And yeah, enjoying the golf course.
Hey, if you're there at 5, I'm taking you.
Hey man,
you can just offense for my team.
So Daly, you want to give me 5 then?
If you're at 5, I'm gonna draft you, and you're gonna tell me who you want, and I'm taking it easy this season. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Anyways, guys, gals, and anything else you may or may not be. This has been another edition of the Thursday Throwdown. I should be here for the foreseeable future. I know I've had a rough run. I shouldn't have any more issues. So I'll be here. I know we're working. It'll either be Wednesday, it'll be Thursday. If you guys are interested in coming on the show, shoot me a G-chat, shoot Pale a G-chat. Sometimes it's easier to get a hold of Pale than it is to get a hold of me, just because like right now it's a little crazy for me.
Even me, anybody can reach out to me.
Yeah, just reach out to us, let us know, and we can get you on the show too. Like today, I think Thamps, Aiden, and Chewy was all like, hey, can we rip? Yeah, like, let's fucking rip. Let's go. So the more the merrier. You guys are more than welcome to come on. But until next time, this has been the Thursday Throwdown. Hold on.
Oh, man, no. Can I get a video clip of you doing that so I can always have it for the future? I know we're not on the same team
anymore. You can pull it off the video.